Hello, we are Team Taylor Swift Group 20. I'm Steve Salmon and I'm going to be talking about her career. Her first album, Taylor Swift, which was released October 24th of 2006, rose to number 5 on the Billboard Top 200. It stayed at the top of the country music chart for 24 non-consecutive weeks. It went 5 times platinum with 5 platinum singles. It had the longest stay on the chart for any album in the decade. Her second album, Fearless, was released November 11th, 2008. It sold 500,000 copies in the first week. It had the largest opening for a country album since November of 2007. It went 6 times platinum and had the longest stay at number 1 on the Billboard Top 200 for a female country artist. Additionally, it won a Grammy for Album of the Year and Top Country Album. It was the biggest selling album worldwide in the last 5 years. Her third album, Speak Now, was released October 25th, 2010 and debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Top 200. The album sold over 1 million copies in the first week. All of the 14 songs in the album hit the top Billboard Top 100, Hot 100. It went 3 times platinum in the US and 5 times platinum worldwide. Next, Gabby will talk about the fan base.
Hi, I'm Gabby Ryan, and I'm going to speak a little bit about Taylor Swift's fan base and the revenue she generates. Taylor Swift has a loyal country fan base, but because she's such a versatile artist, her fan base has also extended recently to the pop scene as well. Her official Facebook page has over 26 million likes alone. In 2009, Swift earned over $18 million, ranking her the 69th most powerful celebrity on Forbes Hot 100 list. In 2010 and 2011, Swift earned $45 million each year, ranking her 12th and 7th on Forbes' list consecutively. Her Speak Now World Tour is a 90-day city tour that so far has grossed over $30.8 million. Jessica will speak next.
Hi, I'm Jessica Ross. So I'm going to talk to you about Taylor Swift's leadership. First off, she's able to empower her fans. She wants her fans to know who she is and where she comes from. And on her website, she even quotes on how her fans are the most important thing to her. And she doesn't even just look at them as fans, but she looks at them as friends, as family, even more now since of everything that has happened in the past 2 years and how well they've supported her. She is also a great example of how a leader uses referent power. A great example of this would be how she conducted herself after the Kanye and VMA incident that we all know pretty well. She handled the incident very maturely, even in many interviews after it had happened. She never badmouthed Kanye. And once he went to her and gave her a formal apology, she did accept it and didn't hold any sort of grudge against him. She also exhibits great self-awareness. She knows who she is, where she comes from. She doesn't try to play off that she had this glamorous life. She's okay with being a small-town girl from Pennsylvania and getting bullied in high school, never being the popular one. And she leads by example with the knowledge of her impression on her fans. She knows that her fans really look up to her because of her use of reference power. Dave will be speaking to you next.
My name's Dave Rothenberg, and I'll be talking about motivation. Throughout her career, Taylor has experienced both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, ranging from the physical motivating factors like money and opportunity, as well as intrinsic factors such as her pure enjoyment of music and her urge to get better. Taylor's career has also followed along with the 3 needs theory. She demonstrates her need for affiliation as well as the need for power, which she uses to influence her listeners and spread her message as a leader. Most notably, she demonstrates the need for achievement and the desire to seek excellence. She is quoted by saying, "I never sit back like I'm good enough at this and say let's stop working on it." Her attitude has always been, if you get better and you see success, that should motivate you to work even harder. Next, we'll hear from Matt Rowe.
Hi, my name is Matt Rowe, and I'll be speaking to you about communication. Technology has expanded communication, making the transfer of information much faster, but it has also created a complexity much harder for people to communicate emotions. But Taylor has done this with a great job of harnessing the pros while eliminating the cons. The TaylorNation.com brings together Taylor fans all across the globe, allowing them to communicate their views and thoughts through blogs and videos. On Taylor Swift's Twitter page, she often shares what she is feeling and doing. Being able to use emotion has a tremendous impact on communication and helps you create healthy relationships. Taylor Swift has done this flawlessly, and her current stats reflects that. According to Taylor herself, "I have had a hard time putting together an album that is just a few emotions. I like to feel like I've covered every emotion that I felt in the past 2 years." Lastly, communicating through a socially diverse world can often create havoc on communication, but this is not the case for Taylor. She's performed in cities such as Milan, Paris, Hong Kong, and Seoul, where one would think verbal and nonverbal communication would be tough. Taylor is respectful, charming, smart, and savvy, and has even been known to speak to her foreign fans in native tongue in a way to show gratitude and relate. Next will be Saman to talk about strategy.
Hi, I'm Saman Safdar. I'll be talking about business strategy. Strategy helps businesses bring their vision to life and help them understand what their mission is. Taylor Swift uses project planning during his shows to make sure that everyone is on point. Project planning outlines the roles for everyone and makes sure that they all know their specific goals. This helps make sure that everyone is on point and that all her shows go smoothly. Taylor Swift is also very action-oriented, which is putting her full attention to the task at hand. She's also very goal-oriented and makes sure that everything she does is perfect. She's been quoted saying, "I love having a goal, feeling like I'm on a mission." She says that she's able to complete so many goals in such a short period of time because of her planning, consistent want to complete more goals, and strategy. Next we have Shane.
Hi, my name is Shane Roxbury, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the organizational structure that Taylor Swift has to deal with. Organizational structure is immensely important because it affects the way people think and behave about their work. This structure is the way in which all the labor and resources are used inside an organization to accomplish goals. In the music industry, there are many different job divisions in order to make an artist successful. This makes an organization chart of a record label both tall and wide, with divisions such as artist and repertoire, publicity, distribution, marketing, and manufacturing. There needs to be excellent communication up and down the hierarchy of a record label. The CEO of Big Machine Records, Scott Borchetta, is a music enthusiast. He personally communicates with his clients like Taylor Swift. From here, the department heads can communicate with him and then to the people beneath them to make sure that everybody's performing in the fashion that he and Taylor both feel is appropriate. One of the most important factors in an organization is their ability to change technologically. More specifically, with Taylor, she is currently the all-time leader in digital sales of any artist. This means that any organization responsible of her must adapt to this advantage and put more emphasis on the online marketing than any other artist. Organizing strategies and developing these skills to complement the strategies is the first step to being successful, not only in the music industry, but all types of industries. Next, we have Enrique.
Hi, my name is Enrique Rubio, and I'll be talking about culture. It's powerful. Taylor Swift has a norm in which none of her backup dancers are allowed to drink while on tour. She also has attitudes in which she lives by the motto, never, never, never give up, which is inscribed in her tour bus. She also creates a strong culture in which Taylor and her crew perform the concert for tornado victims, with all proceeds benefiting devastated communities. Next, we have Mike.
Hello, my name is Mike Rimmel, and I'm going to talk to you about why Taylor Swift will be a relevant artist for a long time to come based on examples from yesterday. First reason is longevity. Take, for example, George Strait, whose professional career has lasted from 1975 to present day, and Garth Brooks, who has almost 20 years in the country music business under his belt and counting. Country music, with its loyal fan base and history, is going to be relevant for many years to come, which is good news for Taylor Swift. Second is record label. Taylor was signed by Big Machine Records in 2004. Several other successful artists have signed with Big Machine Records, including Garth Brooks, who was the top-selling U.S. album artist since 1991, and Rascal Flatts. She turned down RCA Records because she refused to compromise her vision when they only offered her an artist development deal. Third is age and number one hits. Taylor Swift has 2 number one singles in only 4 years of work. Also, Taylor Swift began her professional career at age 17, which is 5 years younger than George Strait, Garth Brooks, and Carrie Underwood, and most country recording artists as well. Next is Victoria.
Hi, I'm Victoria Samuelson. As you have concurred from our presentation, Taylor Swift has the potential to stay relevant for many years to come. Based on her enormous fan base, large revenue income, and popularity in the 5 years she has emerged into the music scene, she shows potential to only go up from here. The fact that she has had success at such a young age, yet still shows consistency in her success, displays that she is not simply a normal teen star. Taylor's success not only comes from her talent, but also from the person that she is. She continues to maintain her small-town attitudes that people admire and look up to in a role model. Thank you for your time.